Welcome to the $100 MBA Show, and today is a Q&A Weekends episode where I answer your question right here on the show. If you want to ask a question, just email us at contact@100mba.net, or you can use our Speak It option where you record your question. We'll play it right here on the show, and you can check that out on our show page at 100mba.net/show. As always, I'm your host, your coach, your teacher, Omar Zenhom. I'm also the co-founder of the $100 MBA, a complete business training and community online. Today's question comes from Naomi, and Naomi's question goes like this. I started writing a blog, but now I'm getting a little bit confused and overwhelmed. What are my next steps to grow my audience? Don't worry, Naomi, we got your back. I'll be answering that question in detail, so let's get down to business. Today's episode of the $100 MBA Show is sponsored by Rerun. Rerun not only automates your recurring billing, Rerun handles expiring and declined credit cards and automates your email communication. And for accounting, Rerun integrates seamlessly with AccountEdge, QuickBooks, and Xero. Just visit rerunapp.com/podcast to learn more. That's rerunapp.com/podcast. So let me get into Naomi's question in detail. She gives a little bit more information for context, so let me share that with you. So Naomi says, recently I started a blog. I knew I had to start building a body of content, so I just aimlessly started writing. As I began, I started getting this overwhelming feeling of being lost. There's a lot more to starting a blog than just writing. I'm not certain which way you started your content journey, but my question is, when you get to the point of starting, but not knowing which way you're going to go from there, where do I go? I have a few blogs up, and I realized I need to get my viewers' contact information, so I signed up for MailChimp. Then another lost feeling. I need to automate my follow-up messages to my subscribers. Then again, darn it, what value am I going to deliver to them as a membership service or as a subscription service? Please help me to give me some direction. I don't know where I should begin focusing to build my audience. Naomi, no worries, do not worry. This is completely natural, and I'm sure you're not the only one that's feeling this right now as you're listening to it. I myself went through this process, and it's okay. I'm going to give you some clear instructions and give you some clarity to help you get focused with your blog. A couple things. It's a great thing that you're writing. You're building your body of work. Even if it doesn't have great direction right now, you're putting things out there and you're sharing your opinions and you're working on your communication skills. Very, very important. But in your message, you mentioned that you have a few blogs up. Now, I'm not sure if you mean you have a few blog posts up or you have a few websites or blogs, separate blogs. If you have separate blogs, I recommend that you focus on one blog, one website at a time. Meaning, I would not focus on 3 at one time. Just focus one at a time. Try to consolidate. But I'm guessing you mean blog posts, and if that's the case, good start. What you need to do is break things into smaller projects or smaller steps. There's some critical, essential projects or steps that I want to share with you right now that you need to kind of take care of immediately. I'm going to explain these projects or these steps with you right now, but remember, before any of this, you need to continually be writing. Put yourself on a schedule, on a publishing schedule. So if you're going to be publishing one post a week, this doesn't stop. You got to keep on writing and stay consistent. These other projects are side projects or things you have to work on to make your blog work more efficiently, but the writing doesn't stop. All right, step number 1 is you need to collect email, like you mentioned, with MailChimp or another email marketing service. That's very important. You need to have an opt-in page where you collect name and email address or email address on your homepage, on your blog, on the bottom of your post, as many pages as you can. I actually recommend that you have an opt-in on every page of your actual website because you're not going to be able to communicate with that visitor again if they don't give you their contact information. You need to be able to have a way to contact them later on. Don't worry about what you're going to give them right now. Right now, just worry about when they do sign up, you're going to give them a thank you email, genuinely thanking them for being a part of your community. Remember that you're going to send them your blog post every time you publish. Remember, you're going to be publishing on a regular basis. So that's where you're going to send them on a regular basis. But initially, that thank you email is just a thank you. Tell them about yourself. Tell them what the purpose of the blog is and how you'd like to help them. And ask them some questions. Get some communication going. Ask them what's the one thing they're struggling with right now. Ask them to hit reply on the email and to answer one question, like what's one thing they're struggling with right now. Again, this gets the communication going. So that's step 1. Get the opt-in there. Have that automated thank you email that thanks them, lets them know that they're going to get updates from the blog. Ask them one question. Share a little bit about yourself. Step 2, every time you publish a blog post, you're going to send that blog post to your subscribers. So everybody on that list that has opted in, send out that regular blog post. Let's say it's weekly, so every week you're sending out a new blog post to them via email. You can send the whole blog post in the email, or you can send maybe a summary, and then you can tell them they can read the rest of it on the actual blog. Give them a link to that page. It's up to you. You can experiment with both if you'd like. So sending them your blog post, that's step number 2. Step number 3 is now you have to start working on some sort of opt-in gift, because the reality is people need more of a reason to opt in, to give their email address than just, updates. If your blog posts are great and people love them, then that may be enough, but you want to be able to entice new visitors in some way by giving them some sort of gift. So once you set up your opt-in and you have that thank you email go out and you're sending out regular emails to your blog, the next thing is working on your freemium, that free gift that you're going to give people for subscribing. And I suggest you start out small. It doesn't need to be a huge video course. It doesn't need any of that stuff at the start. You can always change your freemium. You can always improve your freemium. So you could start out with a one-page PDF that are the top tips in the area that you're an expert at, or the things that you're into. So say, for example, you're into skiing, and you can say the 5 top tips to a great skiing vacation. And at least it's just one small gift they can get, some great piece of value that they can get for opting in. Later on, you may want to improve that and make that a small ebook. You may want to do a video course. You may want to combine them two and give the video and the ebook together. But just get started with something small like a one-pager. An example of some of the opt-ins is on the $100 MBA, if you go to guides, we have 3 different guides that you can download at the moment. We're adding them as we grow. But one of them is a one-page business plan template. We have ebooks as well. We have 2 other ebooks. But that's a good example of a small, short, but valuable piece of content. Guys, I got more for Naomi and all you listeners. But before that, I got to give love to today's sponsor, InfoFree.com. I know many of you are struggling to find new customers. Trust me, I've been there. Most contact lists are outdated and don't have the sales leads that are right for your business. But let me tell you about a service that I found that makes it a whole lot easier, InfoFree.com. By the way, they're offering a free trial to listeners of our podcast. InfoFree.com's data is so accurate that it was even featured on 60 Minutes. Do you want to reach prospects with phone calls, emails, or direct mail? InfoFree.com has you covered with its database of 14 million businesses and 220 million consumers. It gives you the power to target the specific leads that are right for your business. And with the free trial, you have nothing to lose. InfoFree.com has a free mobile app that gives you the ability to access all your sales leads and research any business before you call. Use the app on your iPhone or Android to qualify your leads within seconds. To get a free trial of InfoFree.com, just go to InfoFree.com/MBA. If you want to get started and double your sales, go to InfoFree.com/MBA. Naomi, I want to give you one more step once you've completed all the other steps. You want to start marketing the content that you're creating on your blog. You want to start sharing it with other people. You've created it, you put some time into working on it. You might as well share it with the rest of the world. So a tool that we recommend is called Buffer App. And Buffer App allows you to schedule out social media posts in the future. So you don't have to be a slave to your computer, right? So when you schedule a new blog post, make sure you're sharing it with your social media networks, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever you use. Let the world know what you've created and let them know how this post will help them or why it's interesting or why they should read it. Don't just post it up there with no real reason. In a way, you have to sell your content. You have to really give people a reason to check it out. Now, this is going to give you more traffic to your blog and obviously is going to get you more subscriptions. So those are my steps when starting with a blog and breaking through that overwhelm. Break them up into these small projects and you'll be just fine. But remember, the most important thing is the content, so keep writing on a consistent basis. Put yourself on a production schedule and stick to it. All right, guys, that wraps up today's lesson. If you enjoyed today's lesson and enjoy this podcast,